हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
इस वर्ष बांधता था सभी के बचत के खाता पर बोर देखने जाते। कर सकते हो ना? कर सकते हो? करने आता है? आता है। तो अभी फास्ट गति से करना, क्यों टाइम भी तो फास्ट जा रहा है। फिर देखेंगे इसमें नंबर 1 कौन जाता है। बचत का खाता किसका सबसे ज्यादा होता है? बचत का खाते में नंबर 1 कौन कौन होते हैं और लिस्ट निकालेंगे। और अगर आपने संकल्प को कंट्रोल किया तो और सभी को कंट्रोल करने की मेहनत करनी नहीं पड़ेगी। कहीं कहते हैं बोलने नहीं चाहती है, लेकिन पता नहीं मौका से निकल गया। लेकिन पहले तो संकल्प चलता फिर बोला था। कर्म भी होता है तो पहले तो संकल्प होता है फिर कर्म होता है। अगर किससे विरोध भी करना है तो पहले संकल्प में प्लान बनता। ऐसे करूंगा, ऐसे बोलूंगा, ये क्या समझता है, ये प्लान चलता है। फिर समय को भी उसमें यूज करते। समय देखते रहेंगे कब आता है, कौन आता है। संकल्प के खजाने के पीछे समय का खजाना भी वेस्ट जाता है। समंदर तो संकल्प को बचाना, तो समय को बचाना स्वतः ही हो जाएगा। बोल को बचाना स्वतः हो जाएगा।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे। रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya, the powerful rays of remembrance. Doctors give laser treatment in order to kill certain cells. In the same way, the powerful rays of remembrance burn the germs of vices in a second. Similarly, the cremation of old sanskars will take place. That is, the sins will be burnt. Then you will experience yourself to be light and powerful. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today's day 4. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Today's topic: the powerful rays of remembrance. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Everyone okay? Well, right? Baba is concerned about our account, right? He wants to see our account of elevated thoughts full. Because Baba says, if there are wasteful thoughts, then time is also wasted. And of course, energy will be wasted too. So that much attention we need so that every thought is pure thought, elevated thought, thought of good wishes, thought of serving others. So, listening to Baba, I think we all realize that we need to pay attention to not have account of wasteful thoughts, but account full of elevated thoughts. And Baba gave many, many methods. One is we create thoughts elevated. Other is that if there are wasteful thoughts coming in the mind, then change them immediately. Because if we allow that, then Baba said the speed of the waste thoughts is very fast. Time is going, it's also coming very close. So we have to pay attention to our thoughts. When I listened to Baba, I could feel his concern for us. Because sometimes we are careless, right? And then when we are careless, then we allow, go in details and have a lot of wasteful thoughts. And that's why Baba said that they pack up, If it's necessary, as much necessary, go into details. Otherwise, just be, in short, just be essential. Yeah, we need to sort out things, but do quickly and let's move forward. What we have to do next. So this becomes like a habit to find solution of everything. So homework for tomorrow is, Baba is using the word powerful rays of remembrance. When we talk about lighthouse, giving light and might, it's the rays, right? So think of your remembrance. Says like doctors give laser treatment in order to kill certain cells in the same way, the powerful rays of remembrance burns the germs of any vices in a second. Mama always used to tell us that vices are gone, vices are burned that if somebody had been ill for a long time, but the weakness, healing takes long time. So that's why, because long time there had been body consciousness. So one gets into body consciousness within a second, right? But that has to be changed. Looking at your own self as a soul, looking at everyone else as a soul. Not only soul, but soul in its original, eternal stage. If that becomes our vision, so love, the sweetness, gentleness, many, many good qualities automatically will emerge, seeing everyone in drishti of soul consciousness, vision of soul consciousness. And as Baba is saying that the creation of the old sanskar, similarly, the creation of old sanskars will take place. That is, they will be burned. Many ask question, are the sins burned or they merge and then emerge? Or sanskars, sinful sanskars? I think they are completely, because when soul is pure, like gold, pure gold, there is alloy. So want to remove alloy is removed, but gold remains. It's not, it disappears, right? Only alloy. So in the same way, the purity within the soul is always there, and impurity is burned. So time comes when all the alloy, all the rust which is there is completely burned. So soul becomes 100% pure. And the day we feel lightness and powerful stage, that means my rust and dust, alloy, whatever we say, all different things are completely burned. Very, very interesting to pay attention that once in a while, little heaviness, sometimes some anxiety or certain fears, they could appear. May not be vices, but they are traces of vices too. Right? Because when there is purity, you won't have all these. No worry, no fear, no uncertainty, insecurity, no. Purity makes us feel very safe and full also. So Baba is saying that lightness and powerful stage. This is a beautiful homework for tomorrow. We will see how many rays, how much, how long we use it for the self to burn the alloy from the soul. Because alloy also affects the thoughts and intellect. When intellect has to decide, or there are thoughts, they are also kind of mixed. Completely pure thoughts and pure intellect for power to discern is very, very important. So tomorrow, reflect, think more about these points and practice. And you will have lot of experiences of lightness and power. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi. Good evening, everyone.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Um, I loved what you were just sharing about that Mama said that when illness goes away, the weakness stays for some time because the complete healing takes time, and that there is a certain amount of body consciousness that keeps coming up. And so, what do you feel when these things come up, right? Like when I feel anxious sometimes, or when I'm uncertain, what do you feel we should do?
That is where Baba said, no rays of remembrance. That means if you can just deeply, deeply merge in remembrance, what Baba calling it as the laser, which can remove everything. At that time, as soon as you notice that, don't let it continue for long. At least now we have enough maturity. So immediately know that is now I'm getting little concerned, and then use the soul consciousness, rays of remembrance. You feel the difference immediately. But don't let it go on for long, because then you become weaker and weaker.
Right.
And then it becomes like you become little bit hopeless, discouraged. And you say, no, it's difficult. It won't be possible. But it's again, powerful remembrance is very, very important.
Yesterday in Baba's Murli, in Sakar Murli, Baba was saying how if the children remember me, I will help them. So I was thinking when you were talking just now that if we remember to remember, because when we're anxious and things like that, we don't remember to remember. We forget Baba, and then everything else comes up. But if we remember to remember, then Baba's help is there.
Yeah.
So one of the things that in today's Murli was so beautiful, where Baba was saying that no one loves you as much as I love you, right? So I was thinking, Didi, that it must have been that way with Brahma Baba too, right? No one loves us as much as Brahma Baba loves us. Or no one loves us as much as Mama loves us, like number-wise, but that their love, like even Dadiji's love, was so different. It was just so different. And so tell us, what was your experience of Brahma Baba's love?
Yeah, because one is how much, but one is the true love, unconditional love. And love which soul feels. It's not anything like physical, material, nothing is in between. It's just the soul and God, soul and Brahma Baba. So I think there is a different kind of feeling of power, belonging, or honesty. That love brings a lot of different feelings than in the Lokik world. Lokik world, there is always fear of losing love. Will that person love me forever, or it's temporary? And it's like wanting more love. It's never contentment there. But with Baba's love, there is so much contentment. And internally, like soul feels very fulfilled, I think that's what happens. Brahma Baba loved because, see, with love, he prepares us, makes us worthy. He knows our part also. I don't know, it's only Shiv Baba, but Brahma Baba knows what our part is. So his love to prepare us for the part, his love to see us perfect, right? His love to see us a good student. Like, this is his love. And as soon as we feel that love, there is a lot of enthusiasm, and we really want to fulfill all Baba's desires, right? Whatever he wishes for us, yes, Baba, we will do. We will do, right? So, of course, his love is very unique, very unique.
Right, right. Another thing from today's Murli was this understanding of, actually, Didi, let me go back to this love. What was your feeling of Brahma Baba's love? When was the first time when you met him first time? How did you feel? Did
I
you
think
feel love?
even without meeting, when I came to know, there was a kind of pull that I want to write to him. Those days, it was rarely people will go to Madhuban because I don't think a lot of people went. It was only Nivasis. But later on, we start going. But there was it's like so much contentment that I don't want anyone to feel love from anyone. Why this one didn't talk nice? Like you don't have any sensitivity in the sense of receiving love from others. Baba, Baba gave love. So there must be, Baba feels that love, pure feelings of love in the soul. So it's a soul conscious love.
Yes, yes.
Only Baba can love the soul, right?
Right.
Others don't even know what is soul. So
Yes.
their love is always, and they love because they want to be loved too.
There is
But
a
Baba
selfish.
doesn't have that desire. Okay? Baba doesn't have that desire, but of course we should love him. And we do love him, right? As
Right.
much he loves, we love too. That is why whole life we decided to live in that love. Right?
So another thing when you were just saying about it's soul conscious love is I was thinking about soul conscious love is these like codependency and things like that that happen in body conscious love is not there. Like it's a different kind of love. There is detachment and love. Where there it's attachment and love when attachment gets mixed into love, but here it's so different.
Because of that, the sorrow is always connected with love. But with Baba's love, sorrows are removed actually. All
Right.
the sorrows from the past. But it's not that any time, even when Brahma Baba became aware, and I have shared it before, that it was, I think, almost 1:45 or 1 midnight when somebody knocked the door and they said, "Oh, Baba is gone." We didn't know about Avyakt and all that. So it was so deep silence. And next to my room was Baba's room. I just wrapped the shawl and I went and sat in Baba's room. There was not a feeling, even for a second, of any sorrow or as if he left. Generally, like you could say, but Baba was such a support for us, inspiration for us. He really loved and sustained us. No one will say the words, Baba is gone. And we didn't know about angelic state, but we just say Baba became perfect. Baba became karmatit. So those words we will use. But his love is different, definitely. No sorrow, no worry, no concerns, right? In other love, you keep waiting, you are worried, you are concerned, right?
Right. Right. But also, Didi, there's one thing that I'm noticing. I look at people and they repeat old patterns. Like there's certain body conscious patterns that get repeated in relationships. And so those old patterns are not repeated with Baba. That his love, there's no question of us repeating any body conscious patterns with Baba. There's such pure feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Dadi Janki always used to say that within body consciousness, love, the traces of like attachment will keep emerging. You have attachment with one, then you have with another, and there are some who has anger, it comes up. Like sanskars, they erupt very much, and all that also happens in love. But Baba's love actually helps you to come out of any tensions, anxiety, anger, attachment, anything, right?
Right.
So we all have attachment. We love each other. We have a lot of attachment, but there is no sorrow in that attachment. But one feels very supported, cooperative. good feelings of love.
Right, right. And also, the other thing I've noticed with Baba's love is there's a liberation. The soul feels liberated. It doesn't feel like, when people say they're falling in love, it really feels like they're falling somewhere, like into a trap or something. And Baba's love is so liberating. It is so uplifting.
Because basically love between human beings is some karmic bondage. And so they get very connected, they love each other, but it's a bondage. But love for Baba is actually, in a way, as you're saying, making us free from bondages. Even Baba's bondage is very strong, right? But you don't feel that as a bondage. That is why Baba uses two words. One is relationship, another is bondage. So we have relationship with Baba, not a bondage. But in other relationships, there is also a bondage.
And I was thinking, how Maya comes in love, and how when Maya comes with Baba's love, and you feel, like if this is not happening, then you won't have happiness, or that, or this and that. But with Baba's love, it feels like, everything will be okay. It feels like full. Like the heart feels full.
Because when there is love, there is trust, So our trust in Baba, Baba's trust in us, love, care, trust, these are qualities of the pure love. But when there is love, but not necessarily trust, even if you trust, sometimes people deceive. So then we know that that was not true love. Many, many times it happens. So that's why we start depending and kind of keeping love for Baba in our hearts.
Right, right. How important it is to really sustain that love and love for Baba in our hearts. Didi, one thing that happened in today's Murli, for the first time, I really realized what Baba meant by Gopika. Because before, I used to think Gopika was just someone in love with Krishna or love with Baba. But Gopikas are also in love with the flute. And so today, Baba was saying your true Gopika is because you love the Murli. So can you talk to us
That
about
is what they say, that as soon as Krishna will start playing Murli, Gopikas will just hear the voice, sound, and leave everything as it is and run to listen to Murli. So the love was actually with Murli and through Murli with Sri Krishna. So
Right.
Same is for us. Right?
Right. I was yesterday, no, not a couple of days ago when we were on Wednesday, when we were talking about, and you were saying about gratitude. It was so important what you said about really being grateful for what we have. I was thinking one of the deepest gratitudes for me is I get to listen to another Murli.
Gratitude of making us wise and sensible and mature, all that is happening through Murli.
Right. Right. So what from today's Sakar Murli, what was your, I'm practicing what you said, Didi. Essence, right? Like think of the essence in the Murli. Like how would, if it come and you said the other day that Baba called you and said, summarize the Murli. So what did you feel from today? You don't have to summarize the Murli, but just give us your essence.
Yeah. No, basically as you started the love of Baba. And so it's like whole day many times the thought came that this is the true love and there is so much contentment of the love, And of course, many points were there, but I just kept the experience of love with me. Next time I will revise in 5 minutes.
Revise in 5 minutes. I've been doing that homework for myself, Didi, since like a couple of days ago. You said it. So if I can revise the Murli in 5 minutes, and how will it be? One of the things that Baba said, yesterday he said it and today he said it, is I appear before you. I'm personally in front of you. Yesterday he said, and I appear before you. And I was thinking, when Baba, when did you feel Shiv Baba really? When was your connection from Brahma Baba to Shiv Baba? When did that happen?
Connection was always with Shiv Baba. And then we connected with Brahma Baba. And then we connected with both Bab Dada, no? Mother and father. So when in soul consciousness, really, you are with Shiv Baba. You really feel connected that way. And then it comes to also with Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. So I connect with Shiv Baba, incorporeal, soul incorporeal. And that's also necessary to have the rays of light, to have, sins to be burned. Soul and Supreme Soul connection. That's there. And then after that, doing actions, karma yoga, what life, what dharana, then example of Brahma Baba comes in. And for us, those who had been with Brahma Baba, we immediately remember the way he will do things, he will walk and he will look at us, So remembrance of Shiv Baba, and then as Karma Yogi, thinking of Brahma Baba as an example.
So when you were 13,
Baba
you remember
also says, no, that Brahma Baba, if you remember me, you won't get inheritance. If you remember me, your sins won't be burned. So it has to be one Shiv Baba. We
Right.
have to remember.
I was thinking when you said you started writing to Baba, you were 13 or 14. How old were you?
No, maybe 16.
16. So when you started
I think,
writing,
no, I was 11, 12.
okay. So 11, 12, when you started writing to Baba, were you clear that you're writing to Shiv Baba, or did you feel you were writing to
I
Brahma?
didn't know anything about Shiv Baba. I knew there is an old man on the mountain. He's called Baba. And I don't know, looking at that white, Baba's figure, there was this pull of that he's my father. He's my father. So I started writing him, do you adopt children? And if you do, what you wanted, because as a child, and Baba loved those letters. Baba will write long answers. And one of the things Baba said, to be immortal child, you have to attend morning Murli. You have to be in the morning class. And I didn't take course on anything. Those days there was no separate course. It's like in 20 minutes, you are a soul, he is your father, golden age is your inheritance, Paramdham is your home. We said, okay, yeah, I believed in everything. I said, that's true. What else one needs? Home, parents, inheritance, and future. So they told everything. So that was 7 days course. So then, of course, was Murli. And in Murli, really you start understanding everything in detail. Once you understand the fundamental concepts and you believe, really one doesn't need too long lessons to. And then, of course, Shiv Baba is the father, lives in Paramdham. And, it was so easy immediately. First time when I said, I felt so connected with Baba, and my heart is full with love for God. I always believed God, but knowing in this way about everything was very, very easy and natural, very easy.
So when did your connection from Brahma Baba shift to Shiv Baba? Like from 13, 11 to how old were you when you
Oh
said?
no, that is when I start going to center, then they will tell us that Shiv Baba comes in Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba speaks through Brahma Baba. No, we used to say God's word, Bhagwano Vache, God's versions. So, and then when learned yoga, it has to be with Shiv Baba. So it was Shiv Baba, and as I said, then for example, was Brahma Baba.
Right.
Well,
right.
yeah, as soon as I start going for morning class, Murli, they explained it. And when it was explained, then after that connection was with Shiv Baba.
Mm. So Didi, they say as in the beginning, so at the end.
Mhm.
Now we need to give the course in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just 20 minutes, everything, and then come to Murli.
No, Dadi Janki used to get very enthusiastic to give course. So sometimes people will come, she said, okay, soul, mind, intellect, sanskars, and then a supreme soul. Like she will, in 10-15 minutes, get soul connected to God and then start giving drishti, and then after that come to Murli and they will listen Murli.
Right.
Now people take course twice a week, right? So it takes 6-7 weeks to take course. By
Yeah.
the time they forget. But
Yes.
we used to take, it was all 7 days, every day 1 hour. But for us, there was no course, you know.
Right. Right. So as in the beginning, so at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Didi.
Okay. Om Shanti. Thank you. Give love to them.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Shirin Ben. So, let's do ancestors. Welcome to Awake the Journey, sharing from ancestors.
बाबा की आशाओं की बनी तस्वीर रूहानी है, करते रहे पूरी हर आज्ञा हमने ठानी है। बाबा की आशाओं की बनी तस्वीर रूहानी है, करते रहे पूरी हर आज्ञा हमने ठानी है। बड़ों के आशीषों की ये तो मेहरबानी है, मीठे सुरों की बनी सरगम सबको सुनानी है।
Well, now you also say in your book that you would not allow anybody to control you and that you would not wish to control anyone else. And I have a question. How do you know when you are controlling or when you are being helpful?
कंट्रोल खुद भी नहीं, दूसरों पर भी नहीं।
बोलो आजकल मनुष्य को ताकत नहीं है जो मेरे ऊपर कोई कंट्रोल करे, नहीं है पे औरों के ऊपर भी कंट्रोल करके चलावे, ये भी उसके लिए मुश्किल है। इसके बदले हम कहते हैं हमारा इतना स्नेह रूपी सहयोग देने की एक नेचुरल स्वाभाविक हो जो कंट्रोल न लगे पर सब कुछ अच्छा लगे।
She says that today people do not have enough strength. So even if they try to control someone, it's not necessarily they will be able to help. And she feels that actually it should be very loveful relationship. And when relationship is loveful,
You offer
you-
help
right.
without expecting.
Right.
It's like giving advice. If you can give advice without expecting it to be acted on, then
That's what
it's
she
what you're,
is.
it's what you're saying.
तो उसमें ऐसे नहीं है कि हम कोई जबरदस्ती करते हैं, नहीं, परंतु प्यार से ऑफर करते हैं भाई कंट्रोल, तो अपने आप उनके काम में आती है।
And we should offer our advice, our suggestions, but not force on anyone.
I see.
Give choice to that person.
I see. So that would be the difference between being helpful and trying to control. Just
यही
offer.
अंतर हुआ ना, कंट्रोल और हेल्प में कि ऑफर करो।
वो सहज लगता है और अच्छा लगता है, सदा के लिए लगता है।
It's easy and other people feel very comfortable and it's a long-term relationship.
As long as they have a choice to take the advice or not.
Yes.
In other words.
Or it's the whole intent of helping.
Right, right.
टोटल हमारे जैसे हम कुछ ये नॉलेज के बारे में सुनाते हैं, हम कहते तुम सोचो, जो अच्छा लगे ले लो.
Whenever I speak about knowledge, I always tell everyone, listen, and then it's up to you. You choose what you like, take it. If you don't like, leave it.
Good. That's perfect.
ऐसे
I have to write that down. That's a very good way to do it. Yes. And then there's another thing. It's becoming more and more hard in the world. There's such rapid change, such tension and so forth, and it's very hard to be peaceful.
हम ब्रह्मा कुमारी में कहूँगी भाग्यवान हो जो पहले से इतनी शक्ति जमा है, जो टेंशन फ्री रहे है, जो आज के ज़माने में टेंशन में ना आकर के मदद कर सकते हैं.
I would say that those who had been practicing for a long time, they have been able to accumulate some inner strength. And because of that inner strength, they never get into tension.
You were saying something in your book that you talked about the power of humility. And in the West, most people feel that's a sign of weakness, being humble. Explain how it could be powerful.
बोलो कि मैं समझती हूँ दुनिया वालों को निम्रता का जो है ना, मेरे नाम पर थोड़ा पहले मुश्किल लगता है. जब सत्यता की शक्ति होती है तो निम्रता से हर बात का रिस्पॉन्स बहुत अच्छा है.
Yes, for people to accept this, that humility can help them, takes little while. But then humility also needs this support from the quality of truth. That means when there is truth within yourself, you are kind of full within yourself, then you are naturally humble.
सूक्ष्म अपना अभिमान, निम्र अभिमान वाला जो है ना, सत्यता को सिद्ध करने की कोशिश करता है. निम्रता वाला सिद्ध नहीं करता है, प्रैक्टिकल दिखाई पड़ता है.
Because when there is ego, then person always tries to prove everything, and then there is that arrogance that in the attitude. But when there is truth within you, you don't need to be arrogant. There's natural quality of being humble.
So you're using that as humility would be the opposite of arrogance, that we can recognize nobody would want to be perceived as arrogant.
मतलब आप कहेंगे कि अहंकार इसका कारण है ना.
अहंकार कारण है, परंतु अपन को राइट समझने का, जो भी उसकी पसंद भाव पर आई है, सीखने की भावना नहीं है.
What also is important to have this feeling of learning more. And if there is that kind of humility, then arrogance doesn't work. That I need to learn more in the life.
Yes.
So that's a kind of positive way to be humble and have that humility.
शो करने वाला निम्रता मुश्किल है, परंतु सच्ची सेवा करने वाला निम्रता से किसके दिलों की जो चाहिए ना वो दे सकता है.
There are some people, they do a lot of service to humanity, but it's more like just a big show. But there are some people who do it from their heart. So when they do it from their heart, there has to be that humility, because that service is coming from heart. And once it becomes the experience, then I think they set the example for others also.
So in other words, when you're giving, and when people give charity and so forth, it's a question of whether you're giving it to build your own ego or whether you're giving it to help someone else.
जैसे कोई मनुष्य दान पुण्य अपने अहंकार के लिए कर रहा है या सच्ची भावना से दे रहा है, यही आपका भाव है ना.
कोई करता है ये दुनिया को दिखाने के लिए, कोई दिखाने नहीं चाहता है, दिल से करता है.
There are some people who do charity more from heart than a kind of act of charity.
Yes, many people.
जैसे महात्मा गांधी कितनी सेवा निम्रता से की है.
One of the example we have is of Mahatma Gandhi, that how much he did for the country and set example for the world, but how humble he was in his life.
Right. And certainly a power in the world, a great power.
ऐसे लाइफ में मैंने देखा है, इतने अच्छे काम किया होगा, कभी मुझ से वर्णन नहीं किया होगा, न कभी मैं मांगेगा.
And then also, I also feel that when you do a good action and you keep accumulating what good actions you are doing, and you don't feel even talking about those good actions, because you feel happy of what you have done in life.
Right. You get a lot of satisfaction from doing something good. You get satisfaction yourself, in other words.
Right.
You're repaid, you're repaid for that.
बाबा तेरा बनने में सुख मिलता इलाही है, सुख मिलता इलाही है। बाबा तेरा बनने में सुख मिलता इलाही है, सुख मिलता इलाही है। खुशियों से भरा जीवन हर पल में कमाई है, हर पल में कमाई है।
Om Shanti Avakti Parivar. So tomorrow is Saturday in our schedule. Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Avak Murli till 8:30. Tomorrow is Saturday, so Avakti Children class from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Avakti Youth class from 3 to 4 p.m. In the evening, meditation will start at 6 p.m. followed by Hindi series, followed by meditation commentary by Didi, English series, and Avakti Journey Chit Chat with Brother Eric. So now let's do Avak Murlis. Welcome to Avakti Journey. Avak Murlis from 1969, speaking to the heart of an angel.
Om Shanti, Avyakt Murli, 30th of May 1971. The Father's Order and Promise. What is the method to attain success in every task? First of all, take power into yourself through the awareness and then carry out the task. Then no matter how weak you may be, you will become powerful for that time on the basis of the awareness. Even though someone may not consider himself to be worthy of that task at that time, through having the awareness, he will see himself as worthy of it and will have zeal and enthusiasm in the future. So before carrying out all tasks, first of all, have the consciousness of this godly clan and also that of the future. And by having the consciousness of both of these, you will not remain weak. If you are not weak, you would not become unsuccessful. The reason for being unsuccessful is that you are weak. When you collect power by having the awareness, any lack of power, that is weaknesses, finish. You cannot then be unsuccessful. Therefore, in order to become a constant image of success, make your consciousness powerful, and you yourself will then become an embodiment. As is your consciousness, so you will experience your form. If you have the consciousness of being a Shakti, you're able to face anything as an embodiment of Shakti power. If you have the consciousness of being an effort maker and that you will try and see, your form will become weak. Therefore, by making your consciousness powerful, your form will also become powerful. So this is the method of success. Then you will not be able to say, why am I not able to do something even though I wish to do it? Together with the wish for something, you also need power, and you receive power by having the awareness. If your awareness is weak, then the thoughts you have do not become practical. And whatever actions you perform are not successful either. Is it easy or difficult to maintain your consciousness? Whatever is done easily can be done constantly. Even if you do have constant awareness, one is ordinary awareness and the other is powerful awareness. You do have awareness in an ordinary way, but you should have powerful awareness. A judge has the awareness of being a judge throughout the day. However, at the time when he's sitting on his seat, his awareness of being a judge is more powerful than the awareness throughout the rest of the day. So by remaining engaged in your duty, that is, in your task, you're able to have a powerful awareness. Otherwise, if you have an ordinary awareness, you also remain in an ordinary awareness. However, for how long are you able to have the powerful awareness through which you become an embodiment and through which you receive success? You are practicing this, are you not? Constantly consider yourselves to be on godly service. You may be doing physical service, but even then, consider yourselves to be on godly service. Even though you may be preparing food, which is a physical task, to fill that with godly sanskaras and to make the food powerful is godly service. It is said, as the food, so the mind. So only if you have a divine form at the time of preparing food, will the food give that effect to the mind. Even though you may be doing the physical work of preparing food, you are still on godly service. You even write on godly service only. What is the meaning of that? You're constantly godly children just for this task. Although that is a physical task, I am still constantly on godly service. To be continued. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.